Hello guys, what is up? This is your boy Andy Matrix. Welcome to Andy RTV, where I talk about anime, movies, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. Today I am hanging out at the 7th Heaven with Cloud and Tifa. And the reason why I'm here is because I have some really great news for you guys. Now, before we move on, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, to make sure you receive notifications of every one of my videos. Now, on to the news. So I was doing some searching around and I went to wiredupreport.com, and it looks like Netflix will produce a new anime series dedicated to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am so excited. Now, you guys will probably already know about the Final Fantasy VII anime that came out in the 2000s when the Advent Children movie came out. The Advent Children movie that takes place after the events of the game. So it looks like Netflix and Square Enix have been cooking up a deal to bring us more content. Content is where it's at, guys. Content. Now let's see where it says. It says Square Enix is reportedly collaborating with Netflix in the making of an anime dedicated to Final Fantasy VII Remake with new story elements that will connect to the base game storyline. Both of these projects will be directed by Nomura. The anime dedicated to Final Fantasy VII Remake will tell new stories that intertwine with the plot and events of the main game. The first section will be dedicated to the events that will precede the story of Final Fantasy VII Remake, while the second section will dedicate to the events that occur simultaneously with the events of the game, coming to the end and also anticipating something for the future. And wow, so it looks like they're gonna add basically just kind of more side stories. Basically the same thing that they did with the remake is, you know, basically extending the story, like when Cloud goes to the slums in Sector 7 slum. You know, you do missions, you meet people, you have all these, you know, these a little bit of slice of life here and there, fights here and there. So, you know, kind of just to fill in the spaces that were, you know, things that were not spoken about in the original for the PlayStation 1. So it looks like they're just going to expand that, more stories, more side stories, and we're probably going to get to know more about the team. Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge, Barrett, more about Barrett and his daughter, more about Tifa living in the slums, right? And also there's some extra juicy news here as well. It says, while the Kingdom Hearts anime will be much shorter, so they're confirming that Kingdom Hearts is getting an anime, but definitely more complex. It says, made entirely in CG. So Kingdom Hearts anime is going to be in CG. Awesome. I mean, people are going to go crazy for this one. Now it says, according to the description, it will combine multiple events from multiple games such as Kingdom Hearts Union, Birth by Sleep, and Kingdom Hearts 3. And it looks like, as for the Final Fantasy XIV TV series, it is in the final stages of making. So we're getting Final Fantasy VII Remake anime, Kingdom Hearts anime, and a TV series, a live-action TV series of Final Fantasy XIV TV, you know, from Sony, which I'm pretty sure they're going to bring it to Netflix. I have spoken about this before, about Sony just making content for Netflix, and so, I mean, where else is the Final Fantasy XIV live-action gonna go? Right, this really is the best decision. It goes on a little bit over here. It says the reality is that it is not all unreasonable to think that Square Enix could choose to create an anime from aforementioned video games. Ultimately, the two media have been shaking hands for years. So for Netflix and Square Enix, and with the ambitious future ahead of the Japanese company in terms of projects, it would be an interesting alternative to say the least. Wow, I mean, this is exciting. This is so amazing. I cannot wait to see more Final Fantasy VII Remake anime, and also the Kingdom Hearts as well. So this is kind of like a 2-in-1, killing two birds with one stone. So, but let's focus on the Final Fantasy VII Remake anime series here. So I don't think they're gonna go farther than what has been introduced in the game, because if you play the original game, you know, for the PlayStation 1, is 3 discs, you know, the whole story. But here, Square Enix is releasing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, you know, episodic, right? So I think the anime is basically just gonna add on to the first game of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then as they're releasing you know, the next game and the next game, they're gonna, you know, release more episodes of the anime. And that is just my theory. But whatever you think, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications on future updates and more news, vlogs, and videos on anime, video games, movies, culture, Japanese culture. Subscribe to the channel. That is it for this video, guys. This is Andy Matrix. I will see you guys in the next video.